This is the Cool Photo Tools Podcast, episode number 90, October 24th, 2016.
Are you sick of trying to learn all the new photo software? Are you tired of hearing about the next big thing in photography? Well, neither are we. Welcome to Cool Photo Tools with Jay Pierstorff and Rhonda Spencer.
Today's program is brought to you by Skillshare. For a limited time, get 3 months of Skillshare Premium for just 99 cents. Anyone can take an online class, watch video lessons, and create projects. Over 4,000 premium classes. Go to coolphototools.com/Skillshare for your discount code. That's coolphototools.com/Skillshare. Good morning, cool heads. Welcome to another fun-filled Halloween episode of Cool Photo Tools. My name is Jay Pierstorff. In the back, we have Rhonda Spencer.
Elvira. Good morning.
The song or the Halloween celebrity?
The Halloween celebrity. It's Halloween.
Elvira, Mistress of the Dark.
Yes.
Is this your going to be your costume this year?
No, but I should have come in costume today.
Yes, you should have.
I should have. Yeah. I should have.
Yeah, just because all the people listening to us on iTunes be like, can't see ya. It doesn't matter to me. Just go ahead and tell me what you got on.
It would make them have to go to their computer and look.
Well, possibly. You'd have to go to our YouTube channel and see what the heck was going on over there.
What was going on over there?
Could be true. Well, so we've got a bunch of stuff. You know, Halloween is coming. And Halloween, for those of you that are listening that are not in the U.S. or in a country that celebrates Halloween, it's weird. You know, it's an excuse to put plastic skeletons on your lawn, rubber pumpkins. The kids run around the place and get candy from handouts, and it's just it's a strange, It's like one
of our pagan rituals that we've kept for years.
well, it is, and we're pretty proud of anything pagan that we can hang on to.
That's right.
This goes back to All Hallows Eve, which is goes back a long day. When I think it's a bit different from what it is today.
Yeah.
I don't think we had the plastic pumpkins then, but anyway.
Probably not.
And
I learned all the little children were dressed up like ghouls running around demanding candy.
Yeah, there's that. But I learned something else the other day off the internet. In that pumpkin pie doesn't have pumpkin in it anymore.
What? What are you talking about?
Yeah, they don't.
What?
Because the canned pumpkin that you buy to make your own pumpkin pies.
Yeah.
If you look on the label, it's a hybrid. It's a squash product that they have developed that tastes better, has better texture.
I thought pumpkin was a squash.
Well, it's in the squash family, but pumpkin is actually a type of squash, right?
Yeah.
So welcome to Cool Squash Tools. Oh, we got distracted with that.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's talk about some camera stuff and not squash.
I'm still running around thinking that pumpkin's not
look it up
anymore.
Hey, Google it. Snopes.com.
Uh-huh. Wow.
So anyway, speaking of Halloween, and photographers. Photographers typically have things that you could use to celebrate Halloween with, like, a projector, a video projector, perhaps, like a HDMI kind of projector.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that you could use as a photographer. You could use to project backgrounds or to project, interesting lighting effects on your subjects, to show people what their portrait would look like in 40 by 60, by projecting it on the wall. So photographers, I'm pretty sure, have these laying around, or just, to put them on the big screen when you watch football, or soccer or one of those kind of things.
My son used to use his on his garage door and then do like the big wrestling fights and have all of his buddies come out. And they'd sit and watch it on the garage door.
Well, exactly. And so this is not a far removed from that. So the first thing up here that I want to show you is this company is called Atmos FX. They're at atmosfx.com. And they have some different ones. They've got, Christmas, and they've got some other ones, but for this time of year, the Jack-O-Lantern Jamboree is probably the most appropriate.
My neighbor has this in their window across
Oh,
the
do they
street.
have this?
And
Okay.
it is just so cool. It
Okay,
is
I'm gonna run the
cool.
video on this for those of you that are watching on our YouTube channel. And so what this is these guys make video files. You can get them on DVD, or you can just download the like MP4 files, and then you can hook them up to your video projector, and you put a translucent material in your window, which is called a scrim, right? Photographers know what a scrim is. And it could be something as simple as a frosted shower curtain, and then you bring in your video projector, in the house, so people on the outside of the house can see the projection on the scrim in your window. And they have jack-o'-lanterns, which are like pumpkins with faces and they have ghouls and monsters and zombies, and
It
they're
is,
set up to.
yeah.
Go ahead.
It's really, really cool. It stops everybody going down the street. They have it on one of their large windows. And it does. It looks just like this. It's really, really well done.
And one of the interesting things, they have these different variations on the same DVD, where here we're looking at 3 pumpkins that are animated and talking. And they have one variation where it's just the faces. So you can set up 3 pumpkins, and then you project the image just onto the pumpkins. And then you can see them talking and laughing and making Halloween jokes and whatnot. So it's kind of brings another dimension to it. So that's pretty cool. And it is it's coming up to where Halloween is coming. And so if you don't have time to order these, and get the DVD delivered, you can get a download file from them.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, you can order just the files and download them right there. All right, so that's the Atmos FX.com. They make movies for Halloween. They do Christmas. They have like Santa Claus that you can, walk through look like he's in your house. And, there's some cool stuff there. It's, maybe not directly photographic, but I know photographers have these tools. So you might as well if you're going to celebrate the holidays.
What he's saying is we're all geeks and we like all sorts of technology stuff. So
I think that goes without saying.
that
Absolutely.
goes without saying.
Yep. All right, Rhonda, what's on your computer today?
Oh, what is on my computer? How about, have you noticed how many new cameras like Sony is whipping out?
Oh, yeah. In fact, that's on my list to talk about coming up next. But you want to talk about this one, and I'll talk about the bigger one when we get
All right.
there.
Yeah, I was just freaking amazed at how many cameras within the last month. It's like a new camera, a new camera, a new camera, a new camera, a new camera. So this is this new Sony CyberShot. And again, has a very catchy name, a DSC RX100V. So I think everybody will remember that name. It's a 20 megapixel, but what they're talking about this is supposed to be a smoking fast camera. Smoking fast.
So if you set it down, it runs away?
Yeah, and then you have to chase it. It has that hyper fast focusing system in it.
Oh, yeah. This is this is supposed to be every time Sony comes out with a new camera, it's the fastest autofocus in the world.
And I think they're probably getting it there. I mean, if you continue doing it so long, you're going to end up with a super fast. What are you doing over there, Jay?
Sorry, I had to adjust my volume there.
A super fast camera, and it looks like they're getting it there.
Yeah, these are Sony is really taking names and kicking butt these days.
It has 315 phase detection points.
Now, this is the one that replaces the CyberShot DSC RX100 Mark IV.
Yes.
Right? So this is the Mark V.
This is the Mark V.
And the Mark IV got smoking good reviews. If you want a little camera that's pro quality that you can put in your pocket or in your cargo pants, this is it.
Yeah.
Now I think the lens is a little anemic on it. What is it, like 24 to 70, something like that. So, but you're going to get it in your pants pocket. So you're going to have to, it's still better than, your camera phone that can't zoom at all.
That's true.
So, and it has is it a 24
megapixels.
Oh, it's 24 megapixel. Yeah. So that's a smoking good sized file, 6,000 by 4,000 pixels.
Oh, I may be outspeaking on this one. No, it's 24 frames per second. It's 20 megapixels.
Oh, it's 20 megapixels.
Sorry.
I was going to say, I thought that was
20.
That was pretty smoking. But still,
yeah,
for a camera that fits in your cargo pants, that's
does 4K.
That's not a bad thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah.
And that is, how much is the price on that one? I see you're looking at it on the bhphotovideo.com website for those of you
I am
listening on.
Let me roll up.
Oh, there it is.
Just under $1,000.
Just, yeah, $998. So that's, I think that's the same price as the previous model was. So the previous model will probably drop a couple. Do you know off the top of your head what the main differences in the Mark V is versus the Mark IV? Do they happen to tell you there?
Oh, no. I know that when I read on it, the only really difference that they're touting is the speed.
Yeah, the faster focus speed. Yeah.
Which if you shoot things that are moving is very important.
Well, yes, particularly if you like to get things in focus in a hurry.
Yes.
And who doesn't like that?
Yes.
All right. So let's move ahead here to the other camera that Sony released a couple weeks. It's been a couple weeks ago now, as we're speaking, and this is the Sony A6500. And this actually doesn't replace the A6300 that was released 8 months ago. This is in addition to. So this builds out their line a little bit. So the A6500 is the mirrorless APS-C censored camera that Sony makes, and the 6300 was $1,000 for the body, and this one is going to be $1,400 for the body.
Moving up the food
Body
chain.
only. Yeah, but it adds some impressive features. Now, and this is only, like 8 months ago they introduced the A6300. So they're on some kind of a freaky time schedule compared to like Canon. Like how long was that before the Canon Mark IV,
That's
the
true.
5D Mark IV came out? It was like 4 years. So Sony's on the fast track on this one. If they, it's like somebody suggests a feature, they're like, "Ooh, we'll add that. Hang on a sec.
We'll
Just
make a new
minute.
camera."
Yeah. Okay, we'll come up with a model for that. Yeah. And so really what
And then next week they do.
yes,
I can't believe how many cameras they've had out in the last year.
they are smoking on the camera production. So, if you heard us talking about the A6300, it's a pretty cool camera. And what would you add to it? Like, oh, well, what they missed? Well, they didn't have a touch screen on it, right? So if you're going to have an LCD screen on the back, we know how to use touch screens now. Every phone has a touch screen. So a touch screen is a no-brainer. And while we're just, wishing for things, what else could Sony put on the new camera that we might have wished for? Anybody? Crickets?
Crickets, yeah.
No, I think a lot of people would jump in and say, what about in-body image stabilization? Yeah. Okay, so the difference between just, image stabilization that's built into the lens and in-body image stabilization is that if it's built into the lens, well, your lens has to have it built in. So you're going to have a lens that was designed that way, and hopefully it's one that is made for the camera. So even though there are some adapters where you can adapt Canon lenses and put them on the Sony bodies and use in the stabilization feature, it doesn't work as well as the native Sony lenses does. So,
Don't they have some of their cameras that do have in-body stabilization, though?
yeah, sure. I don't know if Canon does. Does Canon?
Not Canon, no, but
I think
Sony.
Olympus and Panasonic and Fujifilm. I think some of theirs are as well.
I thought
Correct
some
me
of
if I'm wrong
Sony's
on that.
too did, though.
Yes, the full frame sensor ones do, like
Yes.
the A7, the A7R. Those have in-body stabilization, but this is the first one that's an APS-C sensor that has it. So, okay, what's the advantage of having in-body stabilization? Well, if you use an old lens, let's say you've got an old Nikon lens that was made for film cameras, and you can use those. You can get adapters and put them on. They don't autofocus, but now they will support. They'll have image stabilization because it's built into the camera body. And if you already have a lens that has image stabilization, it adds to the processing power. So you can have 4 or maybe 5. I've even heard reports of as many as like 6 stops of stabilization, and that gets crazy. One article that I read, a fellow was talking about with in-body stabilization on the Sonys. He was able to take a 1-second time exposure handheld, and it was sharp because of the stabilization.
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
So that's a big deal. That's going to add a lot of versatility and power to the camera. So for $1,400, I think I'm all in on this. I think that's a great deal for the body, and those are features: the touchscreen and the image stabilization. Yeah, I think that's a give me two.
He's probably going to buy two, too.
Yeah. Get one for me and one for Rhonda.
Of course, Rhonda has no lenses to put on. Check by
Well, that's
adapters
right,
for all those
yeah.
Canon lenses.
Well, you do have, yeah, you could get the adapter and at least get started with
That's
it
right.
anyway. Okay, so that's my 2 cents on that. Rhonda, did you have anything on your list, or are we done?
All right.
No, I'm just kidding. We're not done.
Let's go have lunch.
It's too early. We've got more episodes to go.
All right.
Don't
So
get me excited like that.
I know.
Lunch. It's time for lunch.
So you were talking about features that people would like to have, and one of them is having less noise in your pictures.
Ah, yes, noise. That
Noise.
comes from using a very high ISO
Yes.
or a small sensor type
Yes.
camera.
Or dark exposures that are on.
Or underexposure, yes, that
Yes.
sometimes can be a contributor to noise. We used to call it grain on film, but it's kind of the same thing. It's these little speckly spots of color granules that kind of look like sand.
It looks annoying.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
unless it's an effect you're going for, but
I don't know.
I don't
many
know about
people-
you, but I don't ever go for that
No,
effect.
that was one of those effects I'm not after.
People that lived through the film era, we don't do that effect.
No,
That's
no.
not so good. All right, so what do you got that's going to do high ISO?
Actually, this is the Nikon D5500A. It's a cooled camera. Now, this one.
What?
Yes, I know. They made this.
Now, this isn't
for,
Nikon didn't make this, did
no,
they? Somebody
no,
else?
No, this is an adapted Nikon. So it has been made for doing dark night photography. And
Well, because sometimes if you do night photography, it heats up your sensor. If you're
Right.
trying to use a 40-minute exposure or something
and
like
the hotter your sensor is, the more digital noise you're going to have.
yeah, it starts. So these little spots start glowing red. you know,
Yep.
they're pixels, I guess I should call them.
So, as elaborate and strange as this looks, it actually is designed to keep your camera cool. Keep this camera cool, because I don't think they have one for anything other than the Nikon. This has been specially done for this particular camera.
Is this a one-off, or are they selling these?
No, they're selling them. Yeah,
Okay.
in fact, they're not selling them cheaply. They're for us like $2,400.
Okay, so this is what this looks like. If you're not, we're looking at this on what's the website on that?
This
Is it
website, let me roll up to it, is Primaluce Lab.
PRIMALUCE lab.com. Okay, so this is what they've done is they've bolted some kind of a cooling mechanism on the back, and bolted is the word. It almost looks like a computer power supply.
It does.
Not quite that big, but it's bolted on the back of the camera, so it's covering the LCD screen. And this has a flip out screen. Than the one they're showing you. That's probably why they picked that one.
Right.
But yeah, it's a big honking box hanging off the back of the camera. Is it battery powered, or do you have to have a power supply come along with you?
That's a good question.
But this is for people that want to take ultimate, really long exposures. So they're cooling the sensor so it stops making that noise when you're trying. This would be like for star trails, or unless you had it on a camera that had a clock drive on it where it was tracking the Earth's rotation so that the stars
Look, it
didn't
even has a
streak.
touch screen display. There you go.
All right, well, good on you, Nikon, for the touchscreen display.
Yeah.
Canon's got, on their still cameras, doesn't Canon have like 2 now? They
Yeah.
have 2 touchscreens out of their entire line.
So
Okay.
there's another kind of close-up picture of it. Yeah, there's a lot of people who do that astrophotography. Well, okay, here's an example. They're showing the difference here. The difference that you've got.
That's a completely black screen you have on there, Rhonda.
Yes. Well,
Wow, that's impressive. Look
look
boy,
at
is
the grain.
that black.
Oh no, look at the grain here though. If you've
I don't
ever
know if we
done
can see that on the. Certainly, we can't see it on the.
I know
on the
you
iTunes.
can't see it on the iTunes. They've got one picture that is very, very noisy, and you have another picture that is very, very dark.
Yeah, I can't see it at all on the monitor.
Really?
But-
I
Can you see it?
Yeah.
Can you see it up there?
Oh, you're right. Not that. Well, you can
there's a couple
get
little
really
specks.
close.
Yeah.
Get really, really close.
But you'll have to go to the website to look at this.
Yeah.
So we're going to put links to all these things
Yeah.
on our website at coolphototools.com. If you just go to that website, click on podcast, you'll get links to the latest show notes to find out what the heck they were talking about that I couldn't see while I was driving to work. So
this is actually battery operated. They do give you a power supply to use it without a battery also.
okay, because I imagine that does take quite a bit of energy to run that cooling mechanism
I would
for
yeah.
a period of time.
Yeah. But
Okay.
for all you people that are out there wanting to take those deep space photos, there you go.
And there's at least a dozen of them. I don't know. I don't know how many people do that. That's pretty niche down. That's pretty specialized.
I
huh?
actually have friends that do this, so
Ron, do you have friends? Because most photographers.
I know. Yes, usually friends that have cameras.
Oh, well, yeah, there's that. You just know other photographers. You're not really friends.
Yeah.
Just photographers. Yeah. No, I jest. But not really.
Not really, no. We just have.
No, I really do. I'm kidding. No, I'm actually not. No,
Yeah.
I really am. I'm kidding. All right, so
We've paid people to be friends with Jake.
that's
Yeah, we
right.
just
That's why
don't-
we have That's why we have time to do a podcast. We don't have any friends. So, okay. All right. So coming up here is an automated motorized picture and video bot. And what this thing is this is a Kickstarter project. And if you take a look at this here, I'm going to click on the little video and play it here. And this is a little tiny round thing. Looks like this was made out of an IKEA kitchen timer. And you can stick your smartphone on there. And then I think it works with an app, but I'm not positively sure on this. Anyway, you clamp your smartphone into it. Yeah, you start the app, and it talks to the little device there, and then it will like track your face around the room, if you're walking around the room. Or if you just want panoramas, you want it to do an automated panorama, or a smooth, continuous video panorama-looking thing here. So this is on Kickstarter, and we don't know how these work because it hasn't been built yet, but sometimes these are kind of fun. Do you ever order anything off Kickstarter, Rhonda?
Yes, I have.
And did you get it?
Yes, I did.
Oh, well, good. I've ordered a few things off of them, and I've been good. I've got what I ordered. Sometimes it wasn't as quick as I thought it was going to be.
No, sometimes it takes a lot longer than what you expect.
Yeah.
But
All right. So this is the PicoPickBot, PiCBOT, and I'll link to this. This is on Kickstarter, and I think it's by the time you see this, you'll have about 7 more days before it's going to go. They've already more than tripled or quadrupled their goal, so they're going to make this, and it looks pretty cool.
yeah.
If that's something that you're into. All right, Rhonda, back to you.
Okay, so we're always talking about you need to print your photos. And this is a photo lab I haven't ever used before. Have you ever used the CG Pro prints?
I do use CG
Do
Pro
you?
prints. I just switched to them. Yeah,
Did
now
you?
that you mention that. And I really like their canvas wraps. In fact, if you during lunch, if you remind my wife about it, she will show you all the ones that we just had made. I think their pricing is very, very good.
Yeah, that's what caught me because it's like it says, starting at 79 cents for prints.
And I was using another company who I won't say, but I got to the point where their canvas wraps, the stretcher bars were inconsistent. Sometimes they were misstapled or they were bent or the corners didn't come together right, which they would always guarantee and they would reprint them. But in this one, the CG Pro Prints wraps are they're sturdier. They are more they're a thicker. I don't know exactly what they use, what kind of a stretcher material, but it's thick. Like 1.5 inch instead of the 3/4 inch. Prices are better. Quality seems to be really, really nice. Gosh, we should get a commission from that, shouldn't we?
I would think so, yeah. But like I said, it enticed me with, like I said, anybody that does any printing, 79 cents for 5x5 is pretty doggone good.
Yeah, in fact, I've gotten 11x14s from them too, and they're good. I haven't, once in a while some other labs, I'd go like, missed on that one. No, they didn't do a good job on this one. No, this one wasn't good. But CG so far has been really impressive. Now, if you guys do decide to send to CG and get your stuff down there and it doesn't come out good, don't call us. Labs can change. I don't know. Right now they're doing a great job. So.
Yeah. Well, I normally use White House Custom Color, and I'll say one thing about them is anytime I have had a problem with a print, they never questioned me. They sent me another one, and it doesn't matter how big it was or how expensive it was. I had a mounted print one time come in with a crease in it, and I called them and I said, this has got a crease. And they just said, oh, we're really, really sorry. And I said, do you want me to send this back to you?
You noticed that, did you?
You want us to send do you want me to send it back so you can see it? And it's like, no, don't worry about it, And they immediately had another one out in less than 24 hours.
Yeah, I think
yeah.
most custom labs are responsive to. They know that they don't get it perfect every time.
Yeah.
And they're not going to give you any problem on sending stuff back. So, okay, good.
All right.
CG Pro Prints. That's at cgproprints.com. cgproprints.com, and we'll link in the show notes to that as well. So, from our friends at Petapixel, they have an article on 3 ways to get that faded film look in Photoshop. Now, so in spite of how I feel about this, I'm like, I actually processed color film back in the day and color prints. And when you got this faded film look, that meant your chemistry was completely bad, contaminated, or out of whack. It was not a happy day.
It wasn't something you were looking to strive to get. It's like, what?
Yeah, it was like, oh no, are you kidding? What happened? Oh my God, we have to start all over again. So this is not, and that's probably why I feel this way about it. But I'm trying not to have hardening of the attitudes. I'm trying to, as I get older, I'm trying to like, hey, it's fun because there's a lot of young photographers that have never seen this. They're only used to perfectly exposed digital images that have a controlled contrast.
It's pretty bad when we have such controlled contrast that we can do wonderful imagery that we go back to using stuff that was less than just because it's something different.
Well, okay. Now you're doing it. Now you got the hardening of the attitude.
Sorry.
Side. Now, can't this just be fun, just for what it is?
I guess.
And try to get the young people, I've never seen this stuff. They don't know. So anyway, there's this, I'll link to this in the show notes. This is at petapixel.com. And this is a way to get that faded film look without actually having to go buy a Crayonite processor and ruin the chemistry. This way, you can do it in Photoshop, and it's pretty easy, And have you seen a lot of these, the people are selling Lightroom plugins, my
gosh.
Lightroom plugin sells for $500 and it's on sale for $19.95, and there's 2,000 Lightroom plugins. And they're like, more contrast, less contrast, a little more blue, a little less blue. I'm like, really?
You couldn't have moved one of those sliders yourself?
Just take a Lightroom class. That's all they're doing is they're moving the sliders around. People, they are scamming you. If you don't know how to use Lightroom, you should learn that. You don't have to buy any plugins.
Yeah.
But that's just my opinion.
There he goes.
And I'm always right.
He's on the soapbox.
Well, I'm sitting down, but it's...
Okay.
And figuratively on the soapbox. So anyway, this shows you how to get that faded leucocyan stain looking thing that we used to do accidentally. So I see these and I'm like, oh, we got to fix that. Look, the processor's down again. But it's not. It's a trend, okay? It's just fashion, and fashion evolves. And so that's what it is. But anyway, you could do this yourself. And this is a nice article on it. So we'll link to that. Okay, Rhonda, I'm done with that. Back to you.
Okay. Another printing company, but a little different on this one. This is ColorWorks. And what ColorWorks does, switch over and look at...
No, I can't.
Oh, yes, you can. There you
okay,
go.
there
All
it
right.
goes. Those of you
So-
on iTunes, we have just switched over to the ColorWorks website, which is at color.works.
You look at these and you're thinking...
That's
these,
not .com. Wait, let me fix that. The website is color.works.
Works.
So that's one of the new URLs. See, we ran
Yeah.
out of URLs, so now you get a bunch of words. That's weird.
I
Okay.
know.
I haven't seen that before.
I think it's harder to remember, too. But
Well, because we're always used to .com, .net, .org. colr.works.
So these look like little pixelated kind of imagery that's printed. But
Oh, speaking of glitchy looking stuff.
All right, but wait.
Is that an embroidery?
They're made from crayons.
Oh, wait a minute. Can you order these?
Yes. So you can send up any imagery you have.
How long do you think these would last in Arizona when the air conditioner breaks down?
You don't. Well, I don't know.
Are they made with real crayons?
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
I thought that was look.
So these are what we're looking at here. They take your image, right? You send them your digital file, your photograph, and then they stick a bunch of crayons together and put it in a frame.
Yeah.
And the point of the crayon, different colored crayons, make a pixelated rendition of your image.
Yeah.
What do these cost?
There you go. Right there. Depends on how expensive you want to get.
So give me a price range for those of us that are listening.
They're showing this one that's saying America the Brave that is an American flag, and they've got it for $439.
$439?
Yeah.
And what size is that? Is that like...
I don't know. It looks like it's...
Well, that's, because that's important if it's
That's true.
If it's 16 by 20, it's one thing.
Let's see what
It
it
says
is.
it's got 2,574 crayons.
It's 25 by 15.
Oh, 25 by 15, so a little bit different. Almost a 16 by 20-ish.
Yeah.
And $400.
And it weighs 41 pounds.
That's a chunk of crayons.
That's a chunk of crayons.
Okay, so this is interesting. I don't know. It's not going to be for everybody.
It isn't. So you can drag your picture in. I mean, how interesting is that, though? Something different.
Well, that's pretty cool, Rhonda. You definitely found something weird.
I'm known for that. Yes, I am.
Rhonda comes in with the strange stuff.
I do. I take a lot of research time to find these off the wall things that no one else sees.
That's because Rhonda doesn't sleep.
That's true too. But yeah, I like interesting different things. I mean, if you're going to be printing your stuff, you might as well make it interesting. Yep.
All right. Well, that's some.
I'm not doing a gallery show of this though. Can you imagine
I can imagine
having a whole gallery show done of crayons?
What's this one over there on the right? It says priced at $69.
Oh,
the A-OK.
Let me look.
Oh, that's because it's got 12 crayons in it. Never mind.
Yeah. I can do that one myself. I don't need any help.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's. There's a point where, of course, you'd have to buy a lot of boxes of crayons to come up with the color. So, you know what time it is?
What time is it? Lunch?
Not yet.
Okay.
But it's time to say goodbye to everybody. Again, this week. And think about what you're going to do for Halloween. Next week we will be working on Halloween. We will be podcasting. We'll be right here. So on your way to pick up that Halloween candy, you can listen to the Cool Photo Tools podcast. And we try to give you enough advance notice so you could get that FX projector now. You have enough heads up time. So we probably will not be. I mean, we'll say it's Halloween, happy Halloween, but we're not going to give you anything else to do because you won't have time.
Okay. What more can you say?
So I had the camera on
I know.
Rhonda the whole time. She's just nodding her head going,
I'm just
what?
sitting there
What?
going, that was just so interesting.
Yeah. That's the trouble because I can see all the cameras over here on my controller. And I never know which one's on. I'm like, doesn't matter. I can see it. People at home, not so much.
Not so much. It's like, okay.
All right, so coolphototools.com. And also you can, if you're listening to us on iTunes or one of the podcatchers, we greatly appreciate if you like and subscribe us. Also on the YouTube channel, give us a nice big like, and we will say thank you at some future version. Thank you.
Thank you.
So consider that in advance. And, go to our website, click on our affiliate links, buy stuff, that we suggest. And if we have an affiliate link, please click on through from our website. We appreciate it so much. And we'll see you all next week.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
You've been listening to the Cool Photo Tools podcast. Sign up for our mailing list at coolphototools.com. Got a question? Send an email or MP3 audio file to info@coolphototools.com. Thanks for listening.